Hi everyone, it's Rachel with Rachel's Super Cute Creations, and I just these kits are in my Etsy shop right now, and each kit is a little bit different, but you get a ton of fabric. I just thought I'd play around and make a snippet with it. I like to use a 2-inch strip. If you are coming on in, please go over and say hello over on the right hand side, so I know who's in here tonight. So I appreciate your time and I appreciate you joining me. So this is some of the boho snippets that I have. And I like to use a neutral color typically when I'm working. Okay, I'm just trying to adjust this so that I can see comments. Thanks for the thumb up. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? So as I said, these snippet kits are in my Etsy shop. I will put my Etsy shop link in the chat for you in case you want to head over there. Let's just open this up here. So I hope everybody's having a great night. Here in Michigan, the weather is very nice. We're finally getting some rain. It's been very dry here. So it's nice to get some rain. Okay, so what I like to do is, because I sew my snippets, I use Fabri-Tac, but you could use, just know that you don't have to always sew your snippets as well. There's different things that you can do. And snippets are just that. They're fun to play with. They're fun to make little embellishments with. So I will sew this. I don't know if we'll sew it tonight or if we'll just do some gluing. I just thought I would jump on here and we could just chat for a little bit. I like to use Fabri-Tac. You can use any glue that works for you, but I personally like to use Fabri-Tac. And just remember, you can use all different sizes of fabrics. So, you know, these scrap packs will make a lot of snippets. So what is everybody up to tonight? I've been really busy. It's getting close to the start of the school year again, so I'm back to work and trying to get ready for all the kids to come back, while still keeping my Etsy shop full for all of you, because I want to be able to make sure that you guys can still get some great items. So I've been busy doing that, kind of winding down summer. I can't believe that summer is almost over already, which is a real bummer. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to kind of build, and you can, so this is the fabric that I put right here. You can flip it over and use the wrong side also. So remember, you know, use your fabric both ways. And what I like to do is, and I don't always do this, but I try to keep kind of the same color scheme, because then I can cut the different sections. If I want to do a snippet or I want to do an embellishment and I need something in blue, you know, I can just cut from that blue green area. Or if I need something in yellow, you know, I can cut the yellow area. So that's fun too. And another little tip, that you can definitely just do, you know, color blocks within your snippet. If you're coming in, please say hello over on the right-hand side so that I can say hello to you and acknowledge you. Can someone tell me, are we doing okay? Are we having any buffering problems? I've been having some issues out here. We live in the country, so for some reason we've been having some problems lately. And some of it is YouTube and some of it is just living in the country living. So If you can let me know. Hi, Mary Jones. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for joining. So anyway, these are fun. It's 7:14 p.m. here in Michigan, and I got home from work and felt like I needed to do something creative, but I didn't feel like getting a ton of stuff out in my craft room. So this is a great way to just kind of use up some things and do some different things without getting out a ton of supplies. So what are some things that you ladies like to do with your snippets? I know some people use them as belly bands, and I've seen that before. Um, I personally like to do smaller things with mine. So sometimes I'll just make smaller embellishments. When I make small journals, sometimes I will just cut a piece of the snippet out and use that as my cover piece. The thing I like about my snippet packs that I'm sending you is, first of all, most of the fabric, 97% of the fabric is fabric from India. There's a few cotton pieces that I like to add in there because it just gives you a little more texture. But these fabrics from India are silks and rayons and cottons and sari pieces. And I mean, they're just amazing and they're fun to play with because sometimes I know a lot of ladies who go out there and they only play with the cotton fabrics, and there's so much to do. Oh, thank you, Mary. Centerpieces on the front cover. Yeah, I like to do that on front covers too. I just think it's fun. But the fun thing about snippets is not only can you use a boho style, but you can also do it with linens and laces, and you can do it with cotton fabrics and clothing. I have cut up clothing before, and I have used clothing. And so you can do random colors. We could just do all random colors. I just decided this evening that I was going to try to do some color blocking. So I'm going to open another package here so I can get some more bits. And more bobs to put in here. Seal that up. All right. So the other thing I love is you'll get some big pieces. Like right here's a really big piece. This is from a sari. And the cool thing is a lot of saris are multicolored or they have an ombre. And so it's fun because you get lots and lots of different looks with just having a little piece of fabric. So let's see here. The other thing that's fun is you can sometimes, I don't know if you can see this very well, but see, I kind of left some puckers here so that those will be part of it. So it gives it a little bit of texture. So what I like to do is just build. And right now I'm just kind of adding blues. Yeah, you definitely can use lace, Sherry. And sometimes I like to use just white linens and laces. That makes it gorgeous, especially if you like to make shabby chic journals. That's fun. Let's see here. And the other thing I love to do is cut little pieces of this off and make little hanging dangles. So you can, make dangles from your journal by either using a ball pin or, You can use a regular safety pin if you don't have bulb pins, which is fun. And the other fun thing for those of you that don't have a sewing machine, is you can glue these down and then you can do some hand embroidery, which I love, which is fun too. You can use some. Hi, Tammy. How are ya? Yes, um, you can absolutely use buttons. The fun thing about Boho is that you can also add little beads, and seed beads are very reasonably priced, and those make a really fun texture as well. So here's what we have. We kind of started off with the little bit of green, and then I moved to the blues, and I'm going to kind of close it off here, and then we'll move on to another. This one is a little bit different than that one, but you know what? I have this purple, and so what a great way to kind of lead into the next color by adding this purple in. So, and it's fun. This is a piece of sari, and it's silk. Is everybody doing all right? Having a good week? What kind of projects are you guys working on? Just got home and tired, but work still needs to be done. I get it. Tammy, I was just telling them I just got home too, but I felt like I needed to do something creative today. I had a really long day at work, and I just felt like I needed to be creative, but I didn't want to make a big mess in my office. So I decided to just get out one of my Boho packs that I sell in my shop and just play around a little bit and show people how to use them. Working on a bunch of shop stuff, and next day, I get it. Been stamping things, mini paper bag. Ooh, those sound fun. Yeah, you do always need time to play. It's kind of my downtime. As I'm sure most like to do is just sometimes just have a little bit of downtime. So I'm just trimming. I'm trying to find any purples that I have. And I don't have a lot of purples. Tammy, I don't know how to relax. I cannot just sit around. I'm not a person who can, I don't watch TV. So if you guys see something on TV and you ask me about it, I have no clue. In fact, I usually don't know what's going on in the news at all because I rarely watch TV. My husband will let me know if something major happens because he knows I don't pay attention. And so just never seem to know what's going on. Yeah, I am going to sew on this. I am going to sew on it. See, Tammy, that's why we like each other so much, because we're similar. So, yeah. So, anyway, we're just out making some snippets. I have been adding tons of new things to my shop, you guys. If you haven't stopped over, please do so. Right now, I'm doing a free gift with any order this week through Thursday. My husband's birthday is Thursday, so I decided to pay it forward to all of you. He said he didn't want anything for his birthday this year, so I said, okay, well then I'm gonna give my ladies a deal, and I'm gonna give them a free gift with every purchase this week. So if you want to purchase something, do it before Thursday, because that's when I'm going to stop my free gift with purchase. Have some amazing junk journal cover kits in there that are fabric kits with some handmade papers. So definitely check that out. That was one of my videos. And I have, of course, these boho packs. Yeah, thanks, Tammy. I have these boho packs that are still in there. Um, have some fun stuff. Do you guys kind of want to hear about what is coming up next in my shop, or what do you guys want to talk about today? I'll leave it up to you rather than me just rambling on. So are we having any problems? It's not buffering or anything tonight, is it? When is my next sale? All right. Well, Tammy, people keep asking me, when am I going to do my next live sale? So my question to you who are watching and are interested in live sales is, when do you want one? Because I have been collecting tons of stuff. I was actually thinking about possibly, I mean, I could, depending on how soon, I could do one as soon as this weekend, or I can do one wanting to host a group sale next month. Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. So I was thinking about maybe trying to do something on, let me look at the calendar. I didn't advertise to do it this week, and I should have, because I should have done one this Friday. But I could, if I don't do one this Friday, the next time I'd be available would be the 9th. I could do one on the 9th, or I could do one during the weekday, like on a Thursday night. What's good? Yeah, absolutely, Tammy. I'm interested in that. I would be happy to be part of that. So I will be messaging you, and we can kind of talk over what that looks like. Awesome. Thank you. During the week is good for you. Okay. Yeah, it's better for me too, because to be honest with you, I spend all of my weekends just getting stuff ready in my shop for you ladies and gentlemen. So that's kind of what I do, because I do work full time. And for those of you who don't know, I own another business. I own a long arm quilting business. So I also do that. So I am a busy, busy lady. When I tell you I cannot sit down, um, I don't sit down very often. Yeah, I get it. During the week. So, how many of you, what are some other ways? So we've talked a little bit about how to use these snippets. Um, and as I said, if you don't want to sew around them, you don't have to. Just make sure you glue them down well. And some people like, whoops, I just realized I was almost out of frame. Some people like that floppy look. The other thing you can do, and I've done it before, and I don't have any today, is you can take strips of tulle, and I like to use a light tulle, like a white or something, or like a nude colored tulle, and you can lay it down over top, and it kind of holds down all those fluffy pieces, and that way you don't have to sew around each piece. So if you haven't done that, I highly recommend trying that, because it's a fun technique. And it's getting, as we get closer to Halloween, tulle gets really cheap. You know, it ends up being like $1 a yard, and you do not need a lot of it at all. So that's another way to try it. Oh, thank you. Another way to kind of try it out. So just another quick tip for you. As we're talking about live sales and things like that, what are some things you guys are looking for? Because I literally have totes and totes and totes and totes of stuff that I need to get rid of. And I'm just trying to figure out, prioritize, what is it that you want to see right now? What is it that you want or you can't find? The one thing you do have to be careful about with Fabri-Tac is you can see if you put too much on, it will soak through that fabric. So you want to try to be sparing with it. Of course, I have it all over my hands and making a complete mess. So what are some things that you're looking for that you've not been able to find? Because I want to get things and be able to put things in the sale that you guys want. Want to be able to give you a great deal. That's a big thing for me, is just to make sure with all these shipping and all this other stuff. And, you know, I'm sure if you've been following Etsy, you can see Etsy has a new policy that they're trying to force their store owners to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not buying into their game. Because basically what they're asking your Etsy store users to do is offer free shipping to all of your United States customers. But basically what they're doing is having you raise your prices so that you can offer free shipping, and then basically they make more money because you're raising your prices for them, which they get a commission off of each listing. And plus they're still charging us for shipping labels. And I don't want to do that. I just want to offer you guys a reasonable price. And I want to be able to offer, I just charge you what it costs to ship to you. And so I do not want to get into this where I have to raise my prices and guess what that shipping is going to be, because please be very careful for those people who are offering free shipping, you know, and that's fine. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. If you chose to do that, that's your choice as a business owner. But for me, I refuse to charge you guys ridiculous prices. And for those of you who have bought from me, you know my prices are cheap. I get that at the most reasonable price I possibly can for you. And I give you as much deals as I can. And almost always I have some sort of deal going on, whether it's something free, whether it's, um, you know, or whether it's a percentage off, or you're getting a free gift, or you're getting double. Anybody who's purchased from me knows that you always get something else in that kit with you, whatever you've purchased from me. And so I don't want to get to the point where I can't do those things for you and I can't give you those surprises because I have to raise my prices and I have to guess on shipping. So that's just my little 2 cents about the Etsy shipping piece. And oh, okay. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I agree. It is lying to the customer because they're asking us to raise our prices. And so they're really not getting free shipping. Big hugs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night. So that's just my little 2 cents. I'm a little irritated, along with many other Etsy shop owners. I'm not a huge Etsy shop. I'm a small Etsy shop, but I try to give you guys great prices, and I can't do that if I'm giving you guys free shipping. I just can't. And so anyway, that's just my little 2 cents. If any of you have an Etsy shop, um, you're more than welcome to add it in the comments, because I'm all about, just promoting other people. I think there's, everybody has a little bit something different to bring. And I think the more we promote each other, the better off we are. We're businesses, small business owners who are just out there. Most of us are out there doing this as a hobby, or doing this as a small income to come in. Some people do it full time. That's not what I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just do it because I like to give you another way for them to make money. And, for those of you that have been around a while, that are Etsy store owners, back in the day, I actually haven't had a different shop. So I have a new shop now. But back in the day, they were about promoting these small businesses and promoting all of this stuff. And I have nothing. I mean, I like Etsy, and I think a lot of people shop it. And I'm not in here trying to make anybody mad tonight, but I feel like you're not promoting your owners, your shop owners, by doing that. And I just shipping is expensive enough. But it's just, to me, it's not a good business practice because you're not telling the truth to your buyers, and I don't like that. Oh, are we buffering, you guys? I'm so sorry. You may have to go out and refresh and come back in. That sometimes helps. Okay, so you're gonna have some paper bag journals in your shop later tonight. All right, awesome. I'll have to check that out. The other thing that I am hoping to do is do some shop shares. So if you have a new shop and you want to send something and you want me to share it, I'd be happy to share it. And then I will offer it as a freebie on one of my nights when I do freebies. But it's just another way. I know when I first started, I used to send some things for shop sharing just to get my name out there for people that have a lot of viewers. And I don't have a ton of viewers, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I have a pretty good following, and I appreciate each and every one of you for following. The more that you can share each other's YouTube channels as well, it just helps us get known. And for me, it's just really about, how many people saw my video, and is my video what people want, or is there something else that they want? Because I do this to just help others. That's really my goal. It's okay now? Okay, perfect. So what are some tutorials or some things you'd like to see? I'm getting ready to start doing some more videos. I Now that I'm getting back into my work again, my full-time work, um, I have to kind of prioritize my time. And so it's either, okay, well, I got to fill the shop or I have to do videos. But I miss my videos. I miss all of you. I miss posting them and getting feedback from you guys. So, what are some things that you want to see? Or what are some videos you'd like me to film? Do you want to see journal making? Do you want to see embellishment making? Oh, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. I would be happy to shop share for you. I definitely would do that. I usually do a single video alone, and then I will have it on one of my lives, and then I'll shop share it a second time, and then I'll use it as a giveaway. Barbara, you like everything? Okay. Awesome. See, you guys are easy, right? Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome. So, for those of you that have not emailed before, if you want to send something to me, just email me and I'll send you my address if you don't already have it. Um, where's my little paper that has my email address? See, I wasn't planning on doing this. It was kind of a last minute thing here, and I didn't get organized. You are welcome. You are welcome. So I'll write my email address down here so that if you want to get a hold of me, you can. It's Rachel, Rachel, whoops, Breed 2014 at gmail.com. If you email me, I will send you my address, and you can send something out, and I would be happy to shop share anything that you have. And then what I'll do is I'll do a single video for you with your name on it as a shop share. And then after that, I will give it away in one of my live videos that I do. so that you can get out there and people can just kind of, see your shops. I think if we can start sharing each other's, and as you make purchases from different vendors, because if, um, share their shops. When you get their items, share their shop. When I buy things from different people, I share it. Even though I bought it, I share it because I want other people to know where I got things, and we have to support each other. If we don't support each other, no one else will. All right, we're getting close to the sewing part. How about any kind of binding other than the three-hole pamphlet stitch or gilded with? Okay, all right, that's a great idea. I have an echo. Mary, it's echoing. My video's echoing. Is that what you're saying? Oh, oh, see, I got talking. I ripped this so I could use it, and then I got talking and I forgot. Oh my goodness, you guys. Losing it. All right. So these boho packs that are stuffed full of all these amazing goodies are in my shop. I think they're $8. I have not increased the price yet. I should have, but I'm not going to do that. So if you want one, go over there and grab it. There's a few left in there, and they're just fun to play with. Fun, fun, fun. The other thing, what we got going on here, guys? Are we buffering right now? Because my screen just froze. Oh, that's fine. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I mean, it's great if you do, but it's fine. I try to do it because I know other shop owners are out there needing to, just like I am, they're out there trying to build their little business. And so you don't have to put it back together. Oh, good. It's not buffering. Okay. Um, just remember, the next time, just shop share it because I just think it's good for us to do that. I'm not saying you have to. It's just nice. It helps each other as we're out here trying to build our businesses. And you know what? We need to help each other, ladies. Stick together and help each other. Look at this. Gorgeous. Oops. Let me go a little faster. Sorry, guys. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. No buffering, but you see a buffering circle. See, I don't know why some people are getting that and some people are not. Okay, so this brocade fabric I love, but look at, I can use the other side, which is gold, and that's fun too. So I can just take this and look at this. I can take this and I can add this little gold patch right here, or I could take it and add it anywhere, and it's the same fabric, but I just flipped it over. That's another thing I always try to tell my customers too is think about, can you use the front and can you use the back? How can you know, use the fabric in different ways? All right, I'm going to use this because there's gold here. I'm going to kind of use this gold. It's like a gauzy fabric. This was a sari scarf, or not a sari scarf. Is it? I don't want to say it wrong. It starts with a D. Is it dupatta? Thank you so much. Dupatta. Um, And I love it because it's just so pretty. All right, we are getting there. We're almost there, and then I promise I'll get my sewing machine out, and we can do a little bit of sewing. If you don't have a pair of pinking shears, you guys, I've been sewing since 1997, and I have not owned a pair of pinking shears. I finally this year bought myself a pair of pinking shears, and I am so happy I did, because I can create a whole different dimension on the fabric, and I love that. All right, I need something right here. What I'm using, Barbara, is I'm using Fabri-Tac, and it's a oh my goodness, permanent adhesive. And so I'm only using a little bit because I am going to use my sewing machine. But if I'm not going to use my sewing machine, I would totally still use that, because you can sew it down and make it permanent. And I'm sorry, not sew it down. How about glue? I could put more glue on it and make sure that it's permanent. But you can use any type of glue you want. And Fabri-Tac is a little bit of expensive. It can get very expensive, but I do like that it holds. It doesn't come off. It doesn't glop up. It does get all over your hands when you're doing stuff like this, but especially when you're working with lace and the glue's coming through. All right, so I'm kind of finishing up here. Going to finish with some of this gorgeous, gorgeous sari fabric. And like I said, in this one, I decided to do color blocking so that I could cut off in color blocks, which I tried to keep, here's a brown and tan, and here's here's kind of the reddish and the maroons. And I purposely did that this time so that when I use this snippet, I can cut off different sections. So, but you can mix it up. It's beautiful if you mix all the colors. That's fun. This is like a linen, a very, very fine linen. So the next thing I'm going to do after I get this last piece on is I'm going to clean up my snippet pieces and out my sewing machine. And I do want to put something here on the end. You know what? I'm going to put that piece on there. So I hope I'm not boring everybody tonight. I'm sure there's other things you could do besides watch me. So I do appreciate you watching me. If you would give me a thumbs up on the video if you like the video, I'd appreciate it. That just helps. Hopefully the buffering will stop. And all right, so let me get all of these pieces tucked away here. I have snippet pieces everywhere. All right, so I just want to show you this little snippet bag. Okay, look at, I can barely shut it still, and we used all of those snippet pieces. So these bags have tons and tons and tons of fabric in them. So definitely, if you want some snippet pieces, and you don't want to pay a lot of money because sari fabric gets very expensive, and you have to buy it usually in larger pieces. If you want a lot of colors and not a lot of money, head over to my shop and pick up one of those Boho packs. I will be shipping out tomorrow. Anybody who purchases from me this week through Thursday will get a free gift with their purchase because it's my husband's birthday. So he decided he didn't want a birthday present. So I said, fine, I was going to give I was going to give away free gifts in my shop. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. All right, so I am going to grab my sewing machine. And we're going to do a little bit of sewing. So I'm thinking about using black thread. I do not have black thread in here right now, so I'm going to apologize right now because I do need to wind a bobbin. And you guys are going to have to hear that. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Yeah, that's what I like to do. You know, that's what I was a teacher for 11 years. So you guys know a little bit about me. I was a teacher for 11 years. And then I worked at our central office as an instructional coach. So basically, I went from teaching children to teaching adults. And then from there, I became an assistant principal. And then from there, I became a head principal. And I am now a head principal of a gifted and talented school. So, which is amazing. I just, it's so much fun. And so my whole life, all I've ever done was teach. That's what I do, is teach. And so when I wasn't teaching children anymore, I still needed to teach because that's in my blood, it's in my bones. So I decided, you know what, what's better than to do what I love to do, and that is craft. I've always done things with hands. Why not teach adults? And why not be able to do it on the internet so that I can just reach more people. And so, oh, thank you so much. So that's really what I do, is I do it to just help others, and do a lot of things. I don't know. I just think it's fun. Hopefully motivate, inspire people to do some things. In order to get this glue off, the only thing I have found that I can actually get it off with baby wipes. And I know most of you have baby wipes. I don't know what it is about that glue. You'll find Fabri-Tac will actually sometimes take, if something is painted, it will take the paint off of something. It's actually ate through things. So be very careful about that. Be careful what you're putting it on. Any rayon fabrics or things like that, you do have to be careful because it may melt the fabric. I have not had any trouble with that, but I have had trouble with plastics. So things like, not vellum, but plastic like embellishments, I've used it and it's literally like melted it or bubbled it up, the chemical reaction. So I love Fabri-Tac and I use it most of the time, even though it's expensive, just because I love the result of it. It dries fast. It's thin. It doesn't gum up things. And so, oh, you had to eat a button? Yeah, it's some powerful stuff. That's for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna just do a zigzag on my edges right now. So all I'm doing is I'm going to go down the right and left side. So I'm sorry it's going to get noisy and I'm going to have to talk over my machine. So hopefully you can hear me. Can you all hear me while I'm sewing? Or is it too loud? I know people don't like sometimes to hear sewing happening. You can still hear me? Perfect. Okay. All right. So I'm just zigzag stitching down my edge, and I'll show you in a minute what that looks like. And then we're going to go in and we're just going to do some decorative stitching. The other thing I want to tell you, especially if you're into junk journaling or you're doing paper crafting and you want a sewing machine but you don't have one, you don't need a really expensive sewing machine. I'm not even going to tell you, I am using a pretty expensive sewing machine right now because I'm a sewer. And my husband always cringes when I use this one. But they have some amazing sewing machines out right now that are so reasonable. If you have a Walmart near you, That new Project Runway one by ooh, the glue got sticky in there. That new Project Runway one by Brother, oh, I'm pretty impressed with that machine. So if you want a reasonable machine, I think they're like, if you watch around Christmas time and we're getting closer to it, I think they run for like $140. It is totally worth it. I love that machine. Okay, so let me kind of show you what this looks like. So I just did a zigzag stitch, and it's a little smaller than I would normally do, but it's okay. And right here, my glue was still wet, and it got, I don't know if you can see it, it got a little tight, but that's all right. I'm okay with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down the other side, zigzag again. And you just want to make sure that you get all of your fabrics. Oop, I hear something that doesn't sound right. You just want to make sure you get all your fabrics. Oh, I see what happened here. All your fabrics just kind of tacked down a little bit. You have 4 sewing machines, Mary? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how many sewing machines I have. As I said, I have a long arm quilting machine. So for those of you who don't know what those are, you can look up Gamble long arm sewing machine. And I have a computerized one with a 15-foot table. So yeah, I kind of have a love for sewing machines myself. So normally though, what I would do is I would let this dry a little bit longer than I did. But because I wanted to show you guys the stitching, I went ahead and did it because I can feel it. It's a little wet in some areas. I can feel it kind of squishing out, which means I'm going to have to clean my feed dogs and my sewing plate. But I don't use this machine too much to do anything other than paper journal stuff and fabric journal stuff. So I don't use this to make my quilts or anything like that on it. I love vintage sewing machines too. Is it quiet? Okay. Well, this is a Janome machine. It's a Gem Platinum. It's an older machine, but I love it because the other thing that's great about this machine is it weighs less than 10 pounds. So I travel with it a lot. And this baby is a workhorse. It has over 50 different stitches. It's a workhorse and it's just great. And I don't have my pedal attached to it, you guys. I don't sew with my pedal when I'm doing junk journal stuff. So yeah. Okay. So you can see now I've just zigzagged around it. And now I'm pulling out my little stitch guide here. Oh, actually there's 60. I don't know. I think I said 50, but I have 60. And I think, let's see, what do I want to do? You know what? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 14. 14 reminds me of a heartbeat. I don't know what the stitch is called, but we're going to lengthen this stitch and we're going to use this. So let's see what this baby looks like. And I'm just going down again, just kind of tacking down my fabric. And I'm just trying to catch those pieces that are, you know, flopping around, and doesn't have to be in a straight line. So let me see here if I can show you. I gotta get on the lighter. So this one, oops, sorry, just has a little bit of a jump up. It has a longer stitch and a jump up. So I'm gonna just do another line. just catching any of those pieces, trying to get most of the edges, not worrying about being too straight, just trying to catch those pieces that might be floppy if I go to cut a piece off. And I'm just kind of just doing a little crazy quilting. All right, so that's what we have. So I'm going to pretty much leave it like that. You can do as much sewing as you want. But now what we can do is we can add buttons. What is the base that I'm sewing on? It is just a piece of cotton. It's just a 2-inch piece of cotton. That's it. So I'm going to kind of show you my strip. Let me go this way. So here's where we started. And then we went into the darker blues and a little bit of purples, and I added that silver piece in there. Then we went to the greens, and we did quite a bit of green. I had a lot of green fabrics, which is odd because green is not my favorite color. And then I did the real bright red and went into the burgundies, and then some of the golds, tans, grays, browns at the bottom. So that's our base. Now, the next thing that I like to do when I have these is then I like to do some fun things. So this is my little bead bag. For those of you that bought my boho kit a while ago, I had these amazing little gold medallions. So you can start embellishing. You know, I can start stitching these on. Let's see what else we have in here. I haven't been in this bag in a while. You know, I can add some bling. So I could just add a piece, you know, glue that on and add some bling there. I have some of these flat back sparkle pieces too. So here's purple. You know, if it's boho, it's all about sparkle. It's all about adding different pieces. And just embellishing, and you know, you can hang things. I love this. I have these little charms that are often in my kits, and they say made with love. A lot of times I will just take, I don't want a gold, I'm going to grab a silver one. Where did they go? Where did they go? Oh, I can use this. I can just simply grab a bulb pin or a safety pin, and I can just hook this little charm up. And then I can go down here and I can just attach it to my snippet. And now I have another little just charm hanging there. So you can do all kinds of things, and I love to do that. You know, like here, this kind of silver piece, it doesn't really have anything to do with purple, but I have this purple flat back, so I'm going to go ahead and add this purple flat back right here, and I'm just using Fabri-Tac to tack this down. Hold it for a minute. What else do we have in here? Let's see. Okay, I said I wasn't going to make a mess today, and here I am making a mess. So here is, you know, this little piece right here, and all I have to do, I mean, I could glue it on if I wanted to, but I'm just going to grab a needle and thread, and I am going to stitch it on. So let me just grab some thread here. And we'll just do a quick stitch on here. Are we buffering again, you guys? It looks like my screen is freezing. So I'm hoping we're not buffering. Ooh, I don't know if I can. No buffering? Okay. Everybody got quiet on me. So I thought either it's buffering or you guys are sleeping. Am I putting you guys to sleep? All right. Need my glasses on. I should go get them so I could see. All right. So I just like to now whenever I do no buffering, okay, perfect. Whenever I sew embellishments on, this is just my personal preference. You can do whatever you want. I do a triple knot in the base because I do not want it to pull through. And sometimes I will even do a quadruple knot. So I'm going to just go ahead and because, ooh, now I can't even pick it up. So because this is sort of like a netting fabric right here, and I don't mind it, it gives it nice texture, but I want to add this here. So I'm just going to tack this on. So I'm just tacking it. And I'm only going to tack it in like 4 areas. Well, I'm glad you're still with me. I get it. I'm getting tired too. I get up at 4 a.m. every day, and then I typically stay up until like midnight because I'm usually answering questions, trying to answer my YouTube followers, trying to answer questions in my Etsy shop, all of those fun things. So, um, but it usually catches up with me at some point. So, so as I said, I'm not doing anything fancy here. In fact, I'll flip it over so you can see how messy the underneath is. But I'm not worried about it because, like I said, it's going to go down onto something else. And what did I just do here? Somehow hooked my thread through my loop here. Oh, only when the camera's on do I make mistakes. Nope, just kidding. I make mistakes all the time, but they usually are lovely when the camera's on. Okay. So I'm going to do one more spot here to tack this on, and then we'll be all set with this one. Come on, come on. There we go. Okay. All right. So you can see the back's messy. I don't care because no one is going to see it. This is going to be tacked down onto something else. So I'm just going to put my knot in here. And normally I would sew these on with embroidery thread or a little heavier thread than this. This thread is older thread, which I need to use up, which is why I threw it in my junk journal stuff. If you have old thread, and in case you didn't know, for those of you who are not sewers, the thread gets old and it will break. And yeah. I got these little medallions a while ago when I did a boho kit and I sent them out. I ordered them. Honestly, I can't remember now. I want to say it more than likely it was in a shipment from India or something like that. Because I usually try to buy in bulk. In fact, I have a boho kit that I'm going to be having come out soon in my shop. But I'm waiting for a few more things, some sari and some other things that haven't come in yet. You know, you can add a bead. You can add this bead. Oh, it's hard to see that, but I mean, I can add a bead on there if I want. There's lots of things I can do. Or are you talking about this one right here? This right here did come from India. I bought a bunch of them. They came from Indian dresses, and I can't remember if I think I got these from there too. I can't remember though. It's been a while. It has been a while. Okay. Oh, the other thing is I did get um these little feathers that are boho-ish. I got these from Joann's Fabrics. So these are fun. And you can hook these on. In fact, no, I'm going to put this, I think, I want to put it down here because this really reminds me of like boho-ish. Sew that on there, or I can just simply, in fact, I'm going to take this jump ring off. I can, woo, I can just add it on like with a pin, which means that you can move it if you don't want it there, or you can, the person who gets it can move it if they want. But there's this cute little, so lots of ways you can, dress this up. I only have white buttons on my desk right now. I would typically use colored buttons, but you know, you can add buttons to it. And isn't that fun? Wouldn't it be fun to add some buttons? And you can get as crazy, um, and there's tons of things you can do. The other thing I've done before, you guys, also, and I'll show you, is I have actually taken paper embellishments, and I don't have any in front of me, but I just have this card. So let's just say I wanted to use this little guy on here, which I'm not going to use on here because it doesn't go with the theme, but just for tutorial's sake. And I have actually taken that and I have stitched around photos, cutouts, things that I have printed from the intranet, and all of those things. You can sew around those babies and have all kinds of cool stuff. So I hope you liked this tutorial. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I hope you continue to have a fantastic day. I continue to enjoy your crafting. As I said, let's continue to support each other. Let's continue to support each other's shops. If you would like me to do a shop share for something from your shop, email me, send me an email, and then I'll send you my mailing address, and you can mail it to me. What I will do is I will do a shop share, an individual shop share, and then I will, on one of my lives, give it away, but I'll also share it again. So you'll get double the exposure. And please check out People's Etsy shops. Please support everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your support. For all of you who have been supporting my channel, supporting my Etsy shop. All of you are amazing. And just remember, continue to build your beautiful things and continue doing what you love. I appreciate all of you. Hugs to everybody. Have a great evening. I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. Bye, everyone. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed watching, Barbara. I really enjoyed teaching tonight. So have a great night. Enjoy. And I hope everybody just has a blessed week.